I give up. It's not working. Oh!
Just in time to do it.
Just in time for you to start the show.
Okay, welcome to the watching show you can watch. Walter and I were doing a no nut January challenge and I lost, so I masturbated my penis. There, I said it.
All right, I think it's no nut your cherry January. That's the thing,
it's
right?
NNJ, the classic NNJ, no nut January.
I was trying to think of no nuts for every month, but I ran out of puns.
Yep,
but
the loser specifically had to say the sentence, I masturbated my penis on the watching or listening show, and I elected to do it on the watching show. The end. Here we go.
We can now be friends again. The pact has been honored. All right. It will Slavia.
Buzzy!
No, I mean, yes.
Can you help me?
No, I mean, of course. I didn't want to look for answers on a wonderful day like this. A couple dozen hours wouldn't change my situation after all. What is it?
You should stop by the cybernetics club. Wait, didn't you see? We've seen this before, haven't we?
Maybe, but not worded quite like this enough for me to skip it. I'm trying.
I know exactly to tell you everything.
This does sound familiar. It's when you see the cat robot, right?
I think so.
The unfortunate adventures again. All right.
Thank you.
She gave me a nice smile and ran off. So, a journey to the enemy's lair lies ahead of me. To the lair of the evil Dr. Electronic and diabolic Professor Shurik, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I pushed the door firmly and entered. It'd be funny if there's like more to this robot story now in this timeline.
Yeah. Simeon.
Electronic said a bit ominously, glancing up from some contraption he had been poking with a screwdriver, if you know what I mean. Slavia sent me.
I know.
And
what?
The second door opened and Shurik came in. Semyon, he greeted me in the same tone Electronic had. Well, I was last time I checked, I joked. So, what do you need from me?
We have an important task for you.
I'm listening.
The nurse came by yesterday.
Me, but go ahead. You could just say that line for him. He stopped as if he wasn't going to continue. So, I asked carefully.
You can say this one so we can trade lines.
No. I like the idea that Shurik just stands there looking to the side, not saying anything.
So, we have an important mission for you.
I got that already. You sure you are to deliver a package to her? Huh. This is mildly new. Can't you do that yourselves? The infirmary is right over there, I said skeptically.
We can't.
Electronic said surprised. What a weird couple indeed. I see. Not another heavy bag, I hope.
No, nothing like that.
He smiled. All right, fine. I carefully agreed. Hold on. Shurik disappeared at the door. Then soon came back holding something in paper. Where is this going? They said where it's going. I assume it's the cat thing.
Wasn't it to Olga?
I don't know. I don't
remember. I wasn't paying attention. We were reading it, but whatever.
Reading but no comprehension. Just be careful. All right. I took the package. If the pioneers weren't passing me the key to the pearly gates, it still looked like they were at least giving me the Olympic torch. Can I go?
Of course.
Electronic said threateningly. Just be careful, Shurik pleaded.
How do you say of course threateningly? Of course. I don't know.
I don't know. I have to think about what a fun acting exercise. Say hello threateningly. Hello. Hello there. Joker, he says it. I don't know. Outside, I took a good look at the package. They never told me not to open it. Ooh, although it would make sense to go further on. I quickly walked to the square, making sure nobody was following, slipped into the forest. Why? I just stood there for a while, indecisive, looking at the package. Is he going to open it and then get caught with this robot sex toy by Ulyana? And that's just a situation that I think would happen.
Alisa is my guess.
She wouldn't care, but Ulyana would make a deal of it. And then Alisa wouldn't care. I don't know. What's in it? Why is it so important to them? Why couldn't they take it themselves? I had a lot of questions. I opened the package and saw a bottle of Stolichnaya vodka. Well, so what? The music.
Stolichnaya vodka.
Pioneers bringing a bottle of vodka to the nurse. Or rather, I'm doing it for them. Happens every day. I ripped the bottle back up and scratched my head. This isn't weird anymore. This is just stupid. So stupid I couldn't think of one intelligent theory. I stood there for a little while longer and thought I shouldn't let such a wonderful chance slip away. I quickly walked to the camp leader's cabin. I guess I'm going to her. Thank God. It was not there. I snuck inside and began to rifle through the contents of the table drawer. Soon, the vodka was in the soda bottle. While in its place, there was some water for the plants. I'm confused about that. I'm not saying they did it wrong, I just didn't understand it. Happy with my clever plan, I went out and skipped along the way to the infirmary. Okay, music, calm down. Seriously, what's so wrong about that? They almost got me into a trap. If the camp leader had seen me, if anyone else had, I could have managed myself. So it was absolutely nothing. I gathered all my strength and knocked on the infirmary door.
The door exploded. Hello, Pioneer.
Hello, I have a package for you. This one, a bottle for you, for your armpit. I mean, a package for your cabinet. I was so euphoric, I began to talk nonsense. She said.
Hand it over.
I handed her the package. The nurse stuffed it into the desk drawer without looking.
You didn't open it, did you?
Of course not, I blurted out.
Good boy.
All right, so I'll be...
Go, Pioneer.
That's what I'm doing. I closed the door behind me and let out a... I could always pin this on my crazy inventors, but in my situation, I could really even use the most basic form of stress relief. I came to the square. The clock showed noon. That meant dinner was coming. I sat on the bench with a solid intention of not moving from here until the come and get it bell sound comes. Pioneers were running by. They were smiling and shouting merrily. Yes, the day was definitely a wonderful one. I glanced over the square and saw Lena approaching. Relaxing! Something like that. She sat by me and looked at the sky. Nice day, huh? It is. I was a bit awkward. Lena seemed different. She was not embarrassed. Her face was not red. She was confident. So something about that conversation. I told you everything already. Yeah, but just forget it. If you say so. We sat for a little while longer in silence. I just can't. Not like that. So what do you think about Alisa, huh? She said, ignoring my inquiry. What do I think about Alisa? I repeated, lost in thought. I don't really know. Why? You're just so worried about yesterday. Well, of course, but what does that have to do with it? There's a direct connection there. She laughed. Let's assume. So what? Well, she... And again, I started thinking, really, what do I think of her? Well, she can be... arrogant sometimes.
Could be main menu, save game, load game.
Let me check. That's right. What else can I say? Now that I think of it, I don't know Alisa at all. The way she acts does annoy me sometimes. If you were wondering if I had any negative feelings about her, then no. I mean, she gets carried away, but everyone has their quirks. Lena stared at me. Really? Did I say something wrong? No, not really. She laughed out loud one more time just before the lunch bell sound came. All right, see you. I didn't stop her, although I had a lot of questions left. But how do you ask them? And should I? I got up slowly. I got up and slowly shuffled to the canteen. There were only a few spots left, so I had to sit with electronic insurance.
Did you deliver it?
Yeah, I answered lazily, poking my fork at the buckwheat something.
No incidents.
No incidents? What? Why? What was in there anyway?
You didn't open it, did you?
You stared. No.
Great. It was maple syrup.
It was maple syrup hidden in a vodka bottle. No one would have known.
You open it and just like try to pour it and it's
glug.
Yeah.
Aha. Finishing my meal, I went out. I was struck by a sudden yawn.
You did the yawn, I did the...
Yeah. Taking a nap wouldn't be a bad idea. Of course, I headed to the camp leader's cabin. It felt like the summer sun was going to melt the whole planet together with all its inhabitants. There was nowhere to hide. The sunlight seemed to reflect from every surface. Looking up, you risk glowing blue. Using my last bit of strength, I pulled the door handle, entered the room, and fell into the little. Of course, I wouldn't expect the cabin to be really cool, but it was much better than outside. Blissfully, I stretched out on my bed and closed my eyes. Is this gonna show up?
I don't know.
Strangely, sleep deserted me. I was overwhelmed with thoughts teeming in my head. Here's another theory. A solution to the problem of how I got here. Here's an explanation of what's going on here. And here is the true form of all those inhabiting this place. I remember Lena saying, what do you think about Alisa? Seriously, what do you think about her? What can I think of a person I've only known for a few days? Can I just draw conclusions based on a couple of words and deeds? Although her deeds, I laughed a bit. I mean, the organization would draw the right conclusion based on the monument bombing. So, still I thought, I don't care. Maybe I really don't think anything of her. Can one be interested in a person who's not interesting? No, that's some sort of absurdity. A knock on the door. Come in! I was too lazy to get up, so I just sat up a bit. The door opened and I saw Alisa. Not a big surprise. She stopped, unsure, but stared at me for a couple of seconds. I guess you were looking for the camp leader? Why would she, though? Oh, sorry.
No.
What's up, then?
I was looking for you.
Well, I live here. She sounded calm and not aggressive at all. I caught myself thinking I was not afraid of her and had no concerns when she behaved like that normally. I heard you say to Alisa that I'm not that great. You don't have any feelings toward me. I don't think she's actually going to say that, but that's what I was just thinking about. What for?
I want to make everything clear.
She sat on the bed across from me.
She started painting it with invisible paint.
That's Olga's
starting
bed.
with your bed, yeah.
That's Olga.
Making it clear. I want to clean up any misunderstandings or miscommunications.
All right, I'm up for that.
Have you spoken
Oh,
with...
shoot. This
Have you spoken with Lena today?
Yeah, I said you suck.
About what?
Nothing really.
You're lying.
Alisa looked stiff and worried. She crossed her legs and bit her lip. Huh.
You do understand I'm always assumed to be guilty whenever anything happens.
You mean like when you bombed the statue? Yeah, you're always guilty. I said thoughtlessly. A spark flashed in
The way her hair like droops when she's got a sad face.
Have you noticed that? No, I hadn't noticed that. I'll look for that.
Yeah.
A spark flashed in her eyes, but she kept talking calmly.
Maybe, but in this case, me and Lena, we're always like that. Even if she starts something, she's all innocent and I take the blame.
So you're saying that Lena... Actually, I don't know what you're saying.
You never understand anything, do you?
She fumed. This is strange. I wouldn't call myself slow. So explain.
You do know Lena likes you.
She went right after those words. No, I answered truthfully.
Well, now you do.
Now I do. An uncomfortable silence overtook the room.
As well as a boomerang.
An uncomfortable boomerang took over the room. I was processing what she said, but Alisa seemed unsure how to continue the conversation. Lena likes me. Could I ever have No. My intuition my intuition is usually good, but when it's about me and my feelings, it does not work at all. The weirdest thing was I accepted the news with almost no worries. Right at the moment I was listening to Alisa, I was focused only on her. I could think about the rest later.
And she thinks I'm going to steal you away from her. She thinks that all the time, understand? Even though it's always the other way around. Everyone looks at her because she's such an angel, but nobody pays any attention to me. She's now just a shoulder to cry on.
Alisa started screaming. Look, please stop. Please don't get upset. Please stop screaming. I don't think of you like that.
Of course.
I still had no idea what forced her to be so honest, and I didn't know how to react. Moreover, I was not worried at all. It was like I was watching another episode of some TV series, and what was going on in the room was just the other side of the screen.
I like how to come have this serious conversation. She tied up her shirt.
Because no one pays attention to her. She has to do what she has to do.
Oh, I get it now.
Oh, it's character. I understand. I was the reason for all of it, but today Lena said it was okay.
That's just like her. You probably realize that she's not as quiet as she wants to seem.
I started to guess. If I can do anything...
Tell me.
Alisa raised her eyes. Only then did I see she'd been crying. That's right, I wasn't paying attention. Some sort of worry stirred inside of me. I could not treat this conversation like I was an outsider anymore.
Do you like Lena or do you like me?
Have you played the game Mass Effect? Why not both? I guess I could have expected a question like that, but I wasn't ready. Just like that. Lenny is nice, of course, but Alisa has her good points as well.
Show me your good points.
Show me, yeah. I was thinking that too, as far as boobs being points, but I couldn't think of a joke. But I'm glad you had one. Besides, the way she was at that moment, she could seriously compete with Lena. In what way? Because she's sad.
Because she's like not being annoying, undesirable, or whatever. I don't know. Lena's desirable, and she's not. Is what she's saying.
I don't really know you two at all. A question like that, it's difficult to answer directly. If I could say so, I would have at that very moment. But I had no. Huh?
If I could say no, I would have at any moment.
But I had one chance for the other answer as well, and I didn't know what to choose.
You did want the situation to resolve itself.
Of course, but
why but again?
Why again?
Why?
Look, we're going nowhere with this.
Well, answer that. You see her hair perks up? Now watch it when she gets sad again.
You mean the bun?
Yeah, look at the little buns.
The wings.
Just watch the hair.
All right. Her face went back to its usual bold arrogance. I need some time to think.
Well, go ahead and think.
Alisa stood up abruptly and headed out.
Don't forget we have plans for tonight.
She sat on the threshold of smile. The door closed behind her, and I could say anything. Plans? What kind of plans? The talk with Alisa left a heavy impression on me. So, Lena likes me. On its own, the news could shock and startle, and I, above that, was also forced to make a choice. A difficult one, to put it mildly. And any choice I would make... Do we have any more things in the tree, or like there's nothing else, right? For Alisa, we don't... More choices?
No, there's nothing else for Alisa.
If only I could refuse them both. Or was it like... Alisa, but also don't give enough points to like Lena.
Yes, it was like that.
I want to make sure when the next ones do come up, we check and make sure they don't give points to Lena.
There's nothing else.
Okay. Although I didn't like the word refuse itself. If I could just answer her question with a no, it would be easier. But I knew it couldn't work like that. After I talked to Alisa, I realized nothing would ever be the same again. It can't be, no matter what happens, and I'll have to make a decision. Since I rejected the no scenario, I need to pick a positive solution. If, of course, I could live with it. But I was sure that of all the possible outcomes, there's one that won't just satisfy everyone, but would also be the one that I would want to strive for. And the choice seems obvious. Lena. She's pretty, she's cute, she's kind. But then again, there was something about Alisa that attracted me. Oh, what the
It's your fault.
Sat in my bed.
Why is my bed invisible?
All right. Suddenly the door flew open.
Lounging around again, huh?
Just resting. It's so hot out there.
Go and help Slavia. She was asking around.
Where? Yeah, I asked lazily. Around.
On the sports field.
Reluctantly, I got up and headed out. I really should air my brain out anyway.
Yes, air your brain out. You get outside and like unplug your ear and just...
Yeah. There were a lot of people at the sports ground. Some were playing football, others were playing badminton. Younger kids were just chasing each other.
Other people were playing field.
I get it. Slavia walked up to me. You require my assistance? I asked an all-official like.
Yeah. Listen, did you take the infirmary key?
Nope. Why me again?
Well, you were there a lot recently.
I guess she's right. No.
Maybe you know who did.
No. Why?
The nurse came up to me and asked for my key. I know that I have a key to every building in the camp. She said hers went missing.
Could she have lost it? I shrugged.
No, she said she couldn't have.
I don't know, okay?
Okay.
She smiled around. Yeah. I headed to the camp leader's house, determined to get some sleep after all.
Okay.
She is crying when she runs away.
Absolutely distraught.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the after wasn't there. Thank God, so I found the bed. Lost consciousness. I don't exactly remember what I dreamt of, but it left a heavy impression. So afternoon naps often do. Not true for me.
Hey.
What are the plans that she says we have tonight? I'm not aware of any plans.
I think we'll remember when we see it.
Yeah, probably. I put some effort into getting off the bed and looked at the clock. It was just after 7. Not surprising to think about that. I should have expected to sleep through the day. Although, as it turns out, I missed dinner as well. Man, this dude. That thought made me uncomfortable, and I headed to the exit. I stopped on the threshold and thought of what to do next. I don't know how long I would have stood there, but my head was still heavy after sleep. If someone had called out to me, what? Slavia quickly walked toward the cabin. She started breathless or breathful.
Are you sure you don't have the infirmary key?
Oh, yeah, here it is. Of course not. Why would I need it?
Well, do you know who took it?
It's obviously Alisa who took it. She's trying to get booze so she could drink her sorrows away.
Or is she just getting booze because it's a bad thing to do?
Yeah.
That's why she's doing it. It's like blowing up a statue.
Something is going miss.
She blew up the statue to blow her woes away. What?
Something important.
Slavia hesitated. Some medication should be in quotes. So all of this disturbance was started because of some medicine. Although, I pondered, I have the bottle in my cabin. Did she mean that? I tried to keep my face still as a stone without doing anything to give myself away. Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Slavia said nicely.
I'm frustrated.
Yeah. I looked at her. Don't mistake my niceness. I'm frustrated. I looked at her and tried to figure out how bad the situation was for me or whether I was in trouble at all. On the one hand, the vodka, I did steal it. Then again, she said it's gone and as in disappeared all by itself with no external influence. Although it's highly unlikely that she would say that a bottle of trophy vodka was stolen from the infirmary. So the way it was said was okay. The problem was different. I suddenly got really scared. What if they found out it was me? Even if it wasn't about the bottle, they'd still find it while looking for what was gone. Basically, I had to get a move on. And the main thing to do right now is to get rid of all the evidence.
You're so good at that.
I jumped into the cabin, shoved the bottle under my belt. Oh, this
Make
again.
the sound again in the belt.
Hide the evidence.
And his pants just go.
No.
That's what I was imagining.
Burying it somewhere was the best decision at the moment. Okay, help me catch this up or not. Really quickly. He found the vodka and decided to dump the vodka out into a soda bottle, and then he put plant water in the vodka bottle. Therefore,
He switched the bottles.
the contents of the bottles, I think.
Okay.
That's why I was asking, but you don't seem to think so. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, basically, he has the vodka now.
Or he has the vodka.
Yeah.
It took my
Whether
time.
he poured it into the new bottle or not, I don't know.
I took my time looking for a spot, never noticing the night falling on the camp. A familiar voice surprised me.
Hey!
I struggled to turn back, making my face look as casual as possible. Is that vodka? Are you just happy to see me?
What's going on here?
Oh, I'm just having a walk. My voice sounded calm, but I already understood I couldn't fool Alisa.
Alone at night in the woods?
Well, yeah. What's wrong?
Nothing at all.
She stared at me. Okay, then I'll...
Hold on. Aren't you forgetting something?
Don't think so.
We had an agreement
About...
tonight.
I think she's right. There was something like that.
That's exactly how we feel about what she's talking about because we
Yeah.
don't remember if we did or not. I guess. I think that sounds right.
I'm immersed now.
Yeah.
Yes, but you see...
No, I don't. Let's go.
She turned around, gestured me to follow. I thought there was no point in arguing. Any word or action could give me away. And then, sighing, I followed. What are we doing? It was a couple of minutes before we reached our cabin. While we were walking, I was busy trying to find the best time and place to ditch the vodka, but Alisa stayed so close that I couldn't manage anything.
They're definitely going to get freaking drunk and bang.
Well,
Drunk and bang? It's not the last day. Can't
They're going to
drunk-
bang.
Well, they will, but I don't know if they're going to do it right now.
well,
She stared at me. Whoa, what? I was so nervous that my hair was wet with sweat. The only thing on my mind was at the moment was how to adjust the bottle so she wouldn't notice.
what did you say? What do you say?
Did I say the bottle thing out loud? Alisa pondered.
Okay, I guess you're right. I brought you here so I'm the one to decide.
Okay, I agreed, unsure.
Hold on a minute.
She reached under the bed and within a few seconds pulled out the bottle of Stolichna vodka. I was shocked.
Surprised, huh?
Of course, not by the vodka itself, but by the fact that it was the exact bottle I carried
interesting.
very in the morning.
So she stole the vodka that's not really vodka and she was about to like split it with you or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I thought. And I'm guessing it's in the vodka bottle, but it's
Yeah, yeah.
actually water. And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have the real vodka in a soda bottle or something. The murky contents gave it away.
So,
Alyssa looked at me teasingly. What?
want to take a shot?
I didn't even know what to say to that. What she had was just rotten water. The real vodka was in the bottle under my belt. Ooh-wee.
If you know what I mean.
The real stuff. Well, I kind of...
Don't tell me you don't drink.
Alyssa pouted. I don't know. No, I just...
All right then, just a second.
In just an instant, Alyssa got 2 glasses and filled them to the brim.
Let's do this.
She said, giving me one of the glasses and downed hers before I could answer. She gasped. In a moment, she realized
What on earth is that?
she started spitting.
They call this vodka?
Despite my difficulty, I couldn't help laughing.
What are you laughing at?
Alyssa shouted red in the face.
I'm asking you, what's so funny?
It is funny.
So you're having fun. Drink yours, we'll see how you laugh then.
I had no desire to try stale water, but just to avoid making her suspicious, I asked, so, how does it taste?
Like rotten water.
Alyssa said upset.
I was just gonna relax a bit, have a cultured time out, and then it...
A culture timeout, I repeated, as a new bout of laughter bent my ass over.
Hey, stop it.
Alyssa shouted and jumped at me. She was trying to hit me or bite me or something. I don't know. She was too small. Maybe her plan was to crush me to death with her authority. I just grabbed her hands and all I could do was gasp in power. All she could do was gasp in powerless anger. And we're gonna cut to that picture of me holding down. No, it's
Yeah, but
Slavia.
it's-
No, it's not. It's not Alyssa. It's Slavia. Just use that panel again.
And she wasn't Alyssa.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, wow. All was going fine, but then Alyssa's legs slid and she began to fall. I let go of her hands, so she fell right on top of me, painfully hit it, butting me in the nose. I moaned in pain, threw her hands off me and turned to the side.
What do we have here?
When I realized she had taken the bottle, all the pain disappeared. Give that back! I tried to get the bottle back, but Alyssa nimbly jumped off the bed and ran to the far corner of the room.
Let's see, huh?
She immediately removed the cap and took a big gulp. In a moment, her face went red and her eyes seemed to pop out of their sockets.
What is this?
She rasped while coming back to her senses. That's the actual vodka. I seem to have come to my terms with defeat.
But where did you get it?
You really thought you had stolen the right one from the infirmary?
Well, my trick has fooled you at last.
You fool.
You got what's coming to you. Now you're going to jail for a long time. Woo, woo, woo.
You see that? That's actually a hidden camera.
Yeah.
And there's one over there.
You getting punked.
Well, it was the right bottle, sure, but the contents...
Man, you're clever.
She was already starting to slur her words. What?
Lightweight.
Alisa came to the window, poured the water out of my glass, and replaced it with vodka.
Come on.
I don't want it. Really, this is not the right time or place.
Drink it or else I'll tell everyone you stole the bottle.
But it was you.
Well, you have the vodka.
You can't prove that.
You think I even have to?
Right. It's true. Alyssa said maliciously. Alisa 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 said maliciously. Okay. Unsure what to do, I stared at the glass. What's important is to get rid of vodka. This was just one of the ways to do it. I breathed out abruptly and swallowed the contents of the glass in one quick motion. A short moment after, I regretted that. Got any food to chase this?
Wait a second.
Alisa said excitedly and pulled a huge stick of ham out of her drawer.
Ham stick?
In her drawer, too. Just ham. I tore it from her hands a bit and bit off a big piece. Phew.
Oh, was it?
You're asking. It's not like I have full strength booze every day, you know. I didn't really understand how I'd agree to this so easily.
Well, how was it?
Like double bubble with vodka flavor.
All right, time for another round then.
She opened the bottle again and poured us half a glass each. Don't you think that's enough?
No way.
Well, since we're already started, the alcohol was starting its work. Without a second thought, I gulped down the vodka. Alyssa was definitely less experienced. She was having some trouble with her second glass.
How does it?
She seemed really drunk already. If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen, I said merrily, pouring myself some more. Somewhere deep inside, I realized it was too much, but the gun was already loaded.
How about me?
Alyssa was outraged. Haven't you had enough?
No way.
She grabbed the bottle from my hand and started to drink straight from it. Hey, we have glasses, you know.
Screw him.
She shouted and roared in laughter. Oh, yeah.
This is so cool.
She said, catching her breath. Sure, it's not bad. I looked at the bottle. We'd gone through 2/3. 2/3. That's a lot of math. 2/3? A lot of time went by. They were doing like 3 glasses total. I was definitely drunk by that point, but the Alisa seemed even worse. Then again, there was barely anything left. I sighed and poured a full glass for myself and a half for Alisa.
That's all.
With these words, she chucked the bottle from the window. What if they find it?
Oh, who cares?
We both laughed. Okay then, for all ladies present. I grunted and drank.
And for all the gentlemen.
She followed my lead.
She hit me with a boomerang. I'm getting dizzy.
Prove it. What just changed?
She unbuttoned a couple buttons of her shirt.
But there are no buttons. It looked like that up here, but something changed here.
No, it's something did. If you can go back, then you can see.
I can't.
But it says she undid a few buttons.
We recorded it though. Whoa! So we'll have the evidence.
Proof.
Oh, well, that's proof right there.
I know. That's why.
I carefully looked at her. Had she always been this beautiful, or is everyone beautiful to me at this point? Whichever it was, I could not force myself to look away.
You're gonna stare a hole through me if you keep going like that.
Elisa laughed. Sorry. Embarrassed, I stared at my feet. I'm going to stare a hole at my feet instead.
Oh no, there's a hole in your foot. You can look if you're so interested.
With some effort, I opened an eye and saw her continuing to unbutton her shirt. No words could escape my mouth. Besides, who needs words in a moment like this? What happened then? What's supposed to happen? Sounds like a bone.
Yep.
She threw me a bone. At that time, I was unable to think of what was right to do, and I didn't want to. I just felt good. The light bulb burned out. One of us turned off the light, but either way, the room went dark. I looked around her cabin and thought of something. Where's Oyana? You know she's watching.
Here.
Yeah.
She just comes like jumping from the ceiling. With like a battle axe.
You know that Patrick Starfish meme where he's like held to the ceiling? She's up there framed just the exact same way, making the same face on the ceiling.
Yep. And she just like comes down and cuts you.
I got you now, SpongeBob. She's like, I got you now.
What? You're afraid someone will come in and see us?
She grins warmly. Could happen.
I asked her to spend the night at another girl's cabin.
Oh, wait. So you planned all this?
Well, not something like this, of course.
She looked at me intently, smiled, and closed her eyes. Yeah. I stared at the ceiling for a while longer and soon heard quiet, deep breathing. Alisa was asleep. My head ached suddenly. The alcohol seemed to be wearing off. Best thing to do now in this case is to follow her lead and get some sleep as well. Before I finished the thought, I was already fast asleep. What's going to happen in the morning?
Someone's going to find a bottle of alcohol.
Someone's going to find... Yeah, probably just the
Someone's
bottle.
going to find a bottle of
Be better
alcohol.
if Liana just showed up.
Yeah, it would be better.
Be hot.
But it'll be Olga, and she'll be like this. And she'll have her arms crossed.
What have we here? No sex after 8 p.m.
Yeah.
That's it, by the way. We're going to have to actually see what happens next time. I'm guessing he's having these weird dreams again. Who knows?
All right.
He's always doing that.
Well, I hope you're satisfied, because here we go, banging another girl. Again. This endless hell.
Everlasting summer, endless hell.
Yeah. Stupid.